Hi, my name is Beverly Popek, and I'm a Supervising Compliance Officer at the Office of Labor Standards Enforcement. Today, we're going to learn all about the consideration of salary history ordinance. So let's get started. So who's actually a covered employer under this law? It's pretty simple. All employers operating in the city and county of San Francisco must comply and follow this law. This also includes city contractors who operate in San Francisco. City contractors are companies who have a contract or contracts with the San Francisco city government. Now, there are similar laws out there. There's a California law, as well as other city and state laws throughout the United States. If you are a company with multiple locations, you probably know this, but what I recommend you do is certainly look into the requirements of each of these laws to make sure you comply in each location. However, for the sake of San Francisco, California, and this video, we are going through the requirements, and you need to make sure you are meeting the requirements of this particular law while operating in San Francisco, California. So, some key provisions of this ordinance. Number one, it's pretty simple. As an employer, do not ask your applicants, your job applicants, about their current or past salary history. Don't prompt them, don't ask them, don't infer that you want to know. No, don't do it. Number two, employers may not disclose a current or former employee's salary history without their written permission. Now, if there is salary history information publicly available elsewhere, then it is okay. But if you will serve as a reference for a former employee, so to speak, it is perfectly fine to share the salary information only if that particular person gives their written authorization. Now, if they verbally say yes, I recommend that you say, that's perfect, that's great, but I need that in writing. Now, some other things to keep in mind. If an applicant during a hiring process brings up their own salary history and voluntarily, without prompting, gives this information, then it's okay. You can talk about it. They have opened the door to this part of their life, and you can discuss and ask more questions. If this is the case, then certainly the information that you hear and is shared with you can be considered in the hiring process. Some best practices for you to take away today is number one, ensure that all steps and pieces of your hiring process comply with this law, which is basically do not inquire about salary history. The most common place that we see this problem or violation is on a job application. So take a look at every single piece that you have out there for your job application process or your hiring process. Number two, you're watching this video. Thank you for doing so. But please educate and inform others in your company who will be involved in a hiring process about the requirements of this law. You don't want any accidents, and in my world, if there's a little bit of a mistake or an accident and someone asks this question by mistake, it's called a violation. So please make sure everyone's on the same page about the requirements. And number three, if you are a city contractor, please make sure that your subcontractors who work under you on a city contract understand compliance with this law. The reason why this is important is that the contract with the city government, City and County of San Francisco, is with you, and you are responsible for all of your subcontractors' compliance. So moving on to frequently asked questions. The first question is, can I ask the applicant about their salary expectations? Yes, you can ask about salary expectations or salary range. Question two, when I'm conducting reference checks for an applicant, can I ask the reference about salary information? No, you should not. Question three, If the applicant tells me they're making X amount of money and sends me this information, is this okay? The answer is yes. If they have voluntarily done this without your prompting, yes. Question 4. If I'm a small business, do I have to comply with this law? The answer is yes. It doesn't matter what size you are. All businesses in San Francisco, operating in San Francisco, must comply with this law. Question 5. If the applicant's salary information is on the internet or posted in a place where I can see, is it okay to use this information? Yes. The answer is yes. If the information is publicly available, then you can use it. Question 6. Can employers retaliate against job applicants who do not disclose salary information? The answer is no. Employers cannot retaliate against applicants for refusing to disclose salary history. Question 7. Do employers have any notice requirements? The answer is yes. There is a poster that you need to use, and the notice must be posted in English, Spanish, Chinese, and any languages spoken by at least 5% of the employees at the work location. There's information about where to download the poster, but stick around for our website tour and I'll show you where you can find it. Question 8. Can a company acquiring another company ask for incoming employees' salaries and use that information to set the employee salaries? The answer is yes. A company merging with or acquiring another company can ask for incoming employee salaries and use that information to set the employee salaries. So now on to our website tour where I'll show you how to find some important resources and information. This is a screenshot of the first half or the top half of the consideration of salary history webpage. If you take a look at the arrow that's labeled number 1, top right, this is pointing at the notice or poster. You should post this, and it has all of the different languages on one piece of paper. So you can meet the poster requirement for all the languages by just using this particular poster. The arrow number 2 gives you an overview of the consideration of salary history. And on the bottom half of the web page, arrow number 1 shows you the statutory authority, which is essentially the law in its original form. If you notice, there's actually 2 bullet points. The first bullet point says Salary History, San Francisco Administrative Code, Chapter 12K. This law is for city contractors establishing the requirement of following the salary history law and what to do and covered, et cetera, et cetera. The second bullet point is actually San Francisco Police Code Article 33J. This is the actual law for all businesses operating in the city and county of San Francisco. So actually, the consideration of salary history, it's 2 different ordinances, but depending on who you are, whether you're just a business in San Francisco or a city contractor, there is a law for you. Arrow number 2 points to forms and documents. Here again, we could find the poster, and you also have a link to frequently asked questions regarding this ordinance in English, Spanish, Chinese, and Filipino. The third arrow is our Contact Us section. Each unit, each law that the Office of Labor Standards Enforcement has a unique email address and phone number. This gives you that information on how to contact us directly if you have any questions about salary history. And the second bullet point under Contact Us is a direct link to sign up for our email updates for our citywide labor laws. You can always search and cruise our web pages as you like for updates, but the easiest way to stay in the loop is to just sign up so that we could send you information as it happens. This last slide gives you information about how to contact us, whether it's our web page, by phone, or by email. I want to thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. We look forward to hearing from you.